Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how 24Files authenticated and anonymous access works. So in preparation of this demo, I already set up connectivity between Azure SharePoint and 24Files. So I have my configuration here. I've also set up a folder structure. So for this demo, we'll use the opportunity object. And what you see here is the folder structure. So I have my record folder with the subfolders, approvals and permits, design and engineering, and a public folder, which is called public customer documents. And that public folder has two subfolders, RFI documents and customer RFP documents. So moving on to a particular opportunity record, you see here I have two 24Files components, one which is configured in authenticated access and one which is configured in anonymous access. Just as a recap, how did we do that? If I go to the edit page, you see the 24Files components that I dragged onto the canvas. And when I click on the first one, you see here on the right hand side that I configured it in authenticated access. And the second one, I configured it in anonymous access. Note that I have here the capability to enable particular functions for anonymous access users. For this demo, I'll just leave it as is. But if you want to grant anonymous access users more actions or more rights, you can do so by checking these boxes. So going back to our record page layouts, the first thing we'll do is I'll demonstrate to you the difference when you upload documents to the authenticated and the anonymous access. So what I will do, I'll drag and drop first a file here onto the canvas of the authenticated access 24Files component. And I'll do the same for the anonymous access. So what you see here, let's start with the authenticated access. I've uploaded a file here as being a particular user. So if I open up SharePoint in a separate tab, you see indeed that this code spreadsheet has been uploaded by this particular user. And this is the user that I'm logged in with in authenticated access, right? By contrary, if you look at the anonymous access, you see that the damaged package here was uploaded by a basic user. And basic user is actually the SharePoint account that is associated with the test user that I've configured here as anonymous access user. So what actually happens with anonymous access is that I'm not longer using my own SharePoint credentials for accessing SharePoint, but rather I'm using a kind of impersonated access where I'm using the account of the basic user. Okay, so that's the first difference between authenticated and anonymous access, and obviously it has some consequences in terms of traceability. In case of authenticated access, you will be able to trace back all file and folder actions to the particular user who initiated them. For all anonymous access users, they will all share the account of this basic user. So essentially, you won't be able to trace it back to an individual user. The second difference you see here is in terms of folder structure. So in authenticated access, I'm opening up the folder at the record folder level, which means that the user will see all subfolders of the record folder and can go down by clicking into them. And you have the breadcrumb here to navigate back to the record folder level. In anonymous access, you open up 24Files at the level of the public folder, and anonymous access users are not able to navigate outside the context of that public folder. So they only see the context of the public folder. The other difference you see here is in terms of actions I can do on files. So you see it's pretty extensive when I'm in authenticated access. I can preview edit files. Edit them means opening in a separate tab in SharePoint edit mode. rename, delete, move, download, copy public link. If I'm in anonymous access, I only have the quick preview and the download, so it's much more restricted when I'm in anonymous access mode. The same holds for the upper menu here. So if I'm in authenticated access, I can open SharePoint in a separate tab. I can create folders and logouts. If I'm in anonymous access, I can only create folders and I cannot navigate to SharePoint either. So you could question when to use authenticated access versus anonymous access. If you're using 24Files internally in your organization and everybody has a SharePoint account as well, you could as well use authenticated access, because then everybody will have access to the full functionality within 24Files, and there are a lot of actions you can do straight from the 24Files component within Salesforce. Anonymous access is mostly being used when internal users don't have a SharePoint account, or anonymous access is used in conjunction with Experience Cloud, where you want external users or users that don't have a SharePoint account still be able to benefit from browsing, although a restricted set of files and folders, only in the context of the public folder, but still be able to upload and download documents while using a shared underlying SharePoint account, in this case, or basic user. So with this, I hope this helped to clarify the differences between authenticated and anonymous access.